afternoon. Many of you behind are very lucky because I cannot see you, but I can hear you. But I used to be sitting in the last 2-3 rows as well, so it's a lot of fun to be a backbencher. I'm going to be talking a little bit about the evolution of HR practices, where they were and where they are now. And I'll give you a context of the information technology industry because that is where I come from. The company before where I was working for Mindtree and the company where I'm working for today, Harbinger, both are very similar because both are in the software industry. So all my gyan to you today is pretty much going to be on IT, information technology. You've heard a lot about manufacturing, Asian Paints, very, very interesting to know that side of how it works as well. So before we go, I'll just tell you a little bit about the organization I work for, Harbinger Group. We are about 26 years old and based in Pune, founded by Vikas Joshi and Swati Ketkar way back in 1990. We've got about 500 employees working with us. We hope to be 600 maybe in 6 months' time. 3 offices in Pune, 2 offices in the US. What we do is, as an IT organization, we build software for other companies. And these companies are pretty much startup companies, or they could be existing companies, and these companies have their own products, or they aspire to make their own products. So you would have a company and they would say, we want to build a performance appraisal system. And we want this performance appraisal system to be on your mobile phone. So we can build such applications for them. Or somebody may come and tell us that the existing performance appraisal system is good, but we are a 200 people company, but we want to be 2,000 people in 2 years' time. So can you please help us scale this system to 2,000 people? So we can do work like that also. So we work on latest technologies. We're not a very large company, so we're not like a TCS or an Infosys where you have 350,000 employees working. We're a small company, so there's a lot of more connect as compared to a larger company. And we have great systems. We work on success factors, which is an HR software, great learning, great development, and great career opportunities. So with that, I'll get into the presentation, and we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. And since we don't have too much time, I'll go a little quick because I always used to think that sessions after lunch used to be the most challenging. But I think my opinion has changed today because you are waiting for lunch. So that becomes even more challenging. So I'll go a little quickly, but these are 11 points that we're going to talk about. And so earlier, if any of you have read the Times of India Ascent, it comes on Wednesday. Maybe 2 or 3 years, it used to be like a small little newspaper in itself. News supplement. I used to have like 7 to 8 pages, and it used to be full. Every company was advertising in Times of India or Indian Express or Sakal, wherever. Right now, it's changed. A lot of people put up their CVs on Monster, on all these portals. Naukri, I'm sure all of you will be doing that very soon also. But things have changed right now. If you look at Ascent today, it is pretty much 3 to 4 pages, out of which 1.5 pages is some gyan. And the remaining stuff are actually advertisements. So not too many people are using newspaper advertisements these days. Instead, what they're doing is they're going to social networking. Have any of you heard of LinkedIn? LinkedIn is a very strong recruitment tool. So you can get a lot of good people from LinkedIn. A lot of companies are encouraging their employees to refer their friends. For example, in my company, recently we were hiring some people and we told our employees that if you have any people who you think are suitable, and this is the job description, if you feel anybody suitable, please refer them. And if they get selected, we'll give you a referral bonus, a little amount of money. And you'll be surprised that people really like to refer people. If they like working for your company, they like referring people to join that same company. This is a very important website for us. Have you heard of Glassdoor? Very, very important site. It can make or break a company. Since it's anonymous, people can go and write anything. So you really have to be careful that you monitor how Glassdoor is doing, because if people see very negative reviews of your organization on Glassdoor, they may choose not to join your company. Or if they see great stuff being written, they may want to join your company. So this is the way recruitment 5 years ago and now how it has changed. So appraisals used to be either 6 monthly or they used to be annual appraisals, and many of us could use Word, Excel. Many of us still do use Word and Excel, and we would have a once a year formal review. So somebody would sit this side of the table, your manager, and you would sit this side of the table, and you would be very nervous. It's like an interrogation. Go to a police chowki and they ask you all questions over there. It used to be that kind of a feeling. You used to have a concept called bell curve. We won't get into that. And many times increments were based on seniority. If I'm 5 years in the company, I should get a higher increment because I'm very loyal to the company. So that was how it was earlier. But if you look at it right now, many people of your age are employed in industry. And I think the key right now is to have very quick and continuous feedback. Feedback that is happening all the time on a real-time basis. So you shouldn't wait for 6 months or you shouldn't wait for 1 year. You should be having discussions. You should be having one-on-one discussions with your team members, with your managers, on a continuous basis. Because I think continuous feedback is really important. Giving critical feedback, giving positive feedback, giving negative feedback is important. I have a son, and sometimes when he does something wrong or when he's naughty and he misbehaves, I don't tell him I will wait till your birthday to give you the feedback. Stop thinking it. That feedback has to be given immediately, so that person can take course correction. So similarly in a company as well, I think we have to give feedback continuously on an ongoing basis. Technology is being used, so a lot of Word and Excel is being replaced, and you have a lot of online appraisal processes. Even higher than that is you have appraisal processes on your phone, where you can take feedback, you can receive feedback, on your mobile phone. And gone are the days when seniority used to be a reason for why somebody gets an increment. Now it is purely based on performance. You do extremely well, you get a very good increment. You don't do well, you may lose your job. Because there's a lot of supply and the demand is limited. So there are a lot of people available and jobs are less. So companies actually want the best people to work with them. So seniority doesn't play any role anymore. So classroom-based training is still popularly used, and it's quite useful in many terms. But especially with the younger generation, what we have realized is it's not very effective. You tell people, "Chalo, 4 घंटे का session hai, come to this conference room and hear the person speak." Sometimes it gets a little boring. 4 hours listening to the same person talking, especially if it's like 1:45 before lunch, it gets very difficult. Also, it's expensive. Sometimes if you hire external speakers, you have external, very good, talented external speakers who can charge up to 1 lakh rupees per day. 1 lakh rupees per day. You have people like Deepak Chopra or Shiv Khera who charge up to 20 lakhs per day. That's huge amount of money. So it's really expensive, and now what people are doing is they are, like you said correctly, you're moving into online-based learning. You're moving into e-learning. We have tied up with this company called Udemy in the US, in Harbinger, and we give our employees licenses of Udemy. Now, Udemy is a video-based learning company in which there are more than 2,000 videos, and these videos are like half an hour, 45 minutes, 2 hours, so they're very easy to do. So what we tell our employees is, take this license and do whatever you want with it. We will not tell you what to learn. Whatever you feel interesting, you learn. And believe me, it works very well. Because people like to learn what they want to learn. They don't want to be told, do Java, or do this, or do that. You will find out whatever the interesting trend is, whatever the latest technology trend is, and you will learn that on your own. And instead of going to the class, you can do this online. So whenever you have some time free in the office, you can use Udemy, and you can pick up a 20-minute course and do that. Or it's also available on your mobile again. So you can download the app, and you can take these courses anytime. So there are more than 2,000 courses that are available. There are technical courses, there are soft skill training programs, there are leadership development courses. It's worked really useful for us. And it's much cheaper. There are programs like Coursera or Khan Academy, where it's available free. Harvard, for example, or Princeton University, you can get an MBA almost for free from Harvard. So the cost of learning is really coming down, really coming down on a big basis. And there are other programs that companies are focusing on. COST stands for Prevention of Sexual Harassment. Now these are courses of business conduct, like the other one you see. These are mandatory courses. Now many times companies want to emphasize their values, that we will take zero harassment in our company. Now we have programs like this that actually helps reinforce those values. So earlier on we would say, I only want to work in Pune, or I forget Pune, I only want to work in Pune, but I want to work in Kothur, I want to work in Bhusari Colony, lane number 4. That used to be how rigid sometimes people used to be. You would say I would work from 9:30 to 5:30. I will not come on weekends and work. Or company would say, okay, this is Word and Excel and this is what you have to work on. What is SB? So company would say Facebook is banned in the company. You cannot use Facebook. You cannot check your personal email in your company. Now you can work from multiple locations. For example, if you look at Accenture, you can work from any company, and Accenture actually pays their employees to sit at home. There's a concept called work from home. Accenture pays, I think, 8,000 or 9,000 rupees a month if their employees work from home. Why would a company pay 8,000 rupees to sit at home and work? What if the person doesn't work? What if the person goes somewhere else and doesn't answer, yes, I work for 8 hours? What are the risks that are involved? I would admit that definitely there are risks. But this risk is for 5% of the people. 95% of the people will use this facility very well. For 5% jo hai na, one day or the other they will get caught. Because technology is so strong, you can figure out pretty much everything through technology. So that 5% of people will get caught. BYOD, bring your own device. Companies are telling people you have your own mobile phone, use it. You have Excel on your phone, use it. You have your own laptop, get it and use it. And they pay companies pay people. Why? Because then the company doesn't have to invest. Accenture doesn't have to buy a building. They don't have to set up that building with tables, chairs, AC, all that. Because there is no cost. That's why they can afford to pay people $8,000. So this is what it is. And many companies think you cannot use the official laptop to use Facebook. I say, okay, I'll use my mobile phone. Big deal. So there are definitely workarounds in which there are workarounds there, and companies are realizing that some people, a small percentage may misuse, but we will catch them. But why do you want to penalize 95% of those people for that? Many of our HR systems work very effectively on Word, Excel. So we have a separate system for recruitment, we have a separate system for performance appraisal, we have a separate system for learning and development. But sometimes separate systems become a bit of a challenge. Sometimes they become difficult to use. They are not user friendly. But right now you have a lot of integrated systems. You have success factors, that's what we work on. You also have other companies like Oracle, or you have Workday, which are very, very cool systems. And these systems are all integrated. So right from the time of interviewing, I'll give you my company's example. We are looking at hiring some BE engineers. So they apply online. They fill up their personal information. They come to the office, their information is checked on the system. If that's the right person, PAN card, etc. They do the interview. On the same system, the recruitment feedback, the interview feedback is registered. On the same system, an email will go to them telling them whether they have been selected or they've been rejected. On the same system, if they have been selected, they will get a list of documents to upload. So your 10th standard certificate, your 12th standard certificate, your graduation certificate, upload a copy. On the same system, when they come into office on day one, they can see all their information, they can validate that information, submit the hard copies of that, and start working. Their performance appraisal, their information, everything is available on one screen for them. So they don't have to go running from this system to find out. Everything is pretty much integrated. And it's also there on your phone. So, I mean, it's very, very user friendly. So, concierge service. So, many companies actually have somebody sitting over there. Ki agar tumko movie tickets book karna hai, so we have somebody to help you. If you want to take a holiday and you want to book your train tickets, we'll have somebody help you book your train tickets. Unfortunately, if you want to go for a medical checkup, then you had to take a holiday or take a half day because that facility was not there. But right now, who books tickets with people? You have Make My Trip. You want food, you go to Swiggy. You want everything. Book My Show. I mean, how many of you use Book My Show? Almost everybody. Have any of you ordered food online? Almost everybody. So the point of having somebody sitting in your company and saying, ticket de do, nobody will go to that person. So all those things are going away. And many companies, like you rightly said, you have health checkups. So you have tie-ups with hospitals. They will come down. So you don't have to take a holiday. You save your day of leave. You spend 1 hour giving a blood test in the office, and your report comes by email to you. So these are new facilities that are there. Then we would have rewards. We would have the annual award ceremony. Annual means once in a year. So only people get awards once in a year. What happens to things that people do during the year? Chodo. It's only once in a year. Or you would have a best performer of every quarter. And it would pretty much be decided by your manager. So if you're nice to your manager, you will get an award. If you're not nice to your manager, no award. No quarterly, no annual, no award at all. And you would get a big trophy. It's a big trophy. It's to say I'm the best performer of the quarter. So these are some of the things we have. So awards are in real time. If somebody does something on the spot, you should be able to give an award. Why wait for 3 months, 6 months, 1 year? Give the award on the spot. And award should be more physical. I mean, these are some of the cards that we have. Very simply what this means is someone does a great job. The employee just goes up, writes a card, picks up a card, writes a message and goes and gives it to the other person, his team member. No approvals. Don't have to ask your manager. There's absolutely zero approvals. You just go, give the card and that person puts up the card in the place of work. The workstation also becomes nice and bright, there are a lot of pictures, etc. You should be able to recognize and reward your team members. Why should your manager do it? Sometimes manager is sitting in a different location. Manager doesn't know even what the employees are doing. So you should be able to decide who gets the award. And instead of getting recognition, big trophies, what we do is we give Flipkart vouchers. Buy whatever you want. We will not tell you what to buy. 1,000 rupees, Flipkart voucher, jo lena hai, kab lena hai, le lo, within 1 year period. So there's so much of flexibility. So many people have formal once-a-year communications. We also have formal once-a-year communication. We have an annual function and the CEO gives a speech once a year. So that also happens. But it's a lot of feedback that comes from the CEO to the entire organization. So it's top-down. And there's not too much of transparency in that because it's like a slideshow and you're being asked all this. Now people want feedback, they want communication, they want to ask questions in real time. They don't want to wait once a year for the opportunity to ask a question. They want feedback right now. Because social media sites are there, right? I mean, you can ask your questions on Facebook. You can put a question on Twitter. So feedback comes real time. So it's much more transparent right now. You can ask these questions and then if you ask a question on Facebook to your CEO better reply. Otherwise you'll say it's been 15 days and you've not replied. What kind of company are you? And the whole world will see that feedback. So people are getting very, very more aware of this kind of feedback. And what we use online chat. So instead of getting everybody into a room and telling them sit for 1.5 hours and hear a lecture, we say if you want, if you're interested, this is a link. Click karo. It's an online chat. So many people sometimes are uncomfortable putting their hands up and asking a question. I was very uncomfortable putting my hand up and asking a question. But if you say piche se online chat pe question dalo, a lot of people get courage. So online chat is really a very interesting tool of communication. So we would see Surf Excel ka ads on television, we would see them on a newspaper, and these would be controlled by the management. So the publicity or the PR department, the public relations department would come out and put up an ad. Right now, everything is online. You want to find out how good a company is, join their Facebook page, check out their Glassdoor, see who are commenting on Twitter, so on and so forth. And it's not the management who is branding the company, it's the employees who are branding the company. It is the activity that you have in the organization that actually shows your brand in your organization. And this, like I said earlier, can either make or break your organization. The social media is extremely powerful. I'm sure if you look at maybe in some time you'll be doing your placements, and many of you will be maybe researching companies. And if you go to an online site and you see very horrible reviews about a particular company, there's discrimination, they don't pay well, they make you slog, all these things. If you see these comments, you'll get frightened. You say, what kind of company is this? Should I join? Should I not join? But if you go to another company website and you see feedback saying this is a great company, they give you learning opportunities, flexible timings, you can work from home, so on and so forth. You may say, this seems like a better choice. So branding is done by the employees. A little bit of senior management does do branding, but most of the branding now is done by employees. Analytics in software is a big word that is being used. So earlier, maybe 5-6 years ago, it was not very prevalent. A lot of people took decisions on gut feeling. I think this person may leave in 6 months' time. But right now, you have a lot of data. There's overflow of data. Data comes in from every form, it is tracked. You can sort the data and you can analyze that information. So that data can actually be used to predict trends. For example, Google has designed have you heard of Google? Has anybody not heard of Google? That's a better question to ask. Nobody. Google has designed an algorithm that only the HR department has, and they can predict the month when an employee will leave. They can predict the month when an employee will leave. I don't know how they do it. They're crazy guys. But this is the data that they get, they analyze, they churn the data, and they can tell you, so many trends. They can predict trends. You can use it for recruitment. When the market is going up, how many people to hire, what kind of people, do you need engineers, do you need MBAs? That mix can be done by analytics. Compensation decisions. Historical trends of compensation, mapping them with market salaries, doing analysis, all that can, so many things can be done using, analytics. And the last point is integrity. This is my last slide. So then, there was a lot of focus on integrity. You have to be doing the right thing. Companies have to be doing the right thing. Integrity is extremely important. Companies always also take a lot of pain in informing the employees what is our code of conduct, what are our practices. We are diversity. We have diversity in our organization. It's very important. We are anti-discriminatory in nature. Many companies used to pay a lot of focus on integrity, and there was zero tolerance. If you broke integrity, or if you broke discipline, then at very high extreme you would lose your job, you could get terminated. So that was what it was earlier. By the way, nothing has changed. It's all the same right now. Because many of these things are non-negotiable. You don't want to work in a company where sab kuch chalta hai. You want to work in a clean company. You want to work in a company that has anti-discriminatory policies. You want to work in a company that treats men and women alike, gives them the same opportunities. And you want a company that in case somebody breaks any of your code of conduct or any of your very serious disciplinary processes, then that person loses their job. Because you don't want a company where sab kuch chalta. It's like a cancer. It will grow and then it will affect us one day. So this is my last slide. Integrity is one thing that has not changed, and I hope that it continues to be like this. It never changes. Thank you.
I take this opportunity to thank all the speakers for the first session, and specifically Mr. Neville for taking time out of his busy schedule and being with us here today. I would now request Professor Bhatkar to kindly felicitate Mr. Neville.